Marine One has been spotted regularly flying to Walter Reed, raising suspicions of a cover-up that Trump has been going to the hospital on a weekly basis. Also, we have an explanation that was easy to miss for Trump's bizarre rotundity seen during his CBS interview, and it's more than just a diaper, and Trump falls flat on his face and then lies about it the following day. It's another week in Trump's ongoing health saga. We've all seen the bruising and the swelling and the erratic and dangerous behavior, the MRI that was actually a CT, and White House doctors that say Trump's health is, quote, perfect. But has he been traveling to Walter Reed regularly in some kind of a cover-up? Did he miss his annual physical that was due in April? And why won't the press ask about it? Here's Keith Edwards to explain.
The mainstream media does not want to talk about, and that's Donald Trump's obvious sickness, his physical decline, his mental decline. And there's been more signs this past week that Donald Trump is not doing well. Now, I was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner weekend to celebrate the First Amendment, and I was there asking reporters, hey, why aren't you covering this? And their reasons were not really convincing. They said to me that the reason why they're not covering it is because they don't feel like there's a lot of evidence. They feel like because Donald Trump is quite available, that they're not trying to hide anything. And they also felt like because Joe Biden was different than Donald Trump in that Joe Biden slipped, he broke his foot at one point, and then he always had trouble walking ever since, and they thought that that made it look like there was something wrong with Biden. Well, I'm here to show the White House press team that there's something going on with Donald Trump. And we also are learning, too, that helicopters literally fly to Walter Reed about once a week, says one neighbor who lives near the building. One person reported that people that live near Walter Reed Hospital say that they have been noticing Marine One flying over their homes more frequently, now headed to the hospital with Trump. So what kind of treatment is he having there now? Is that why his hand is always bruised from IVs? And here's that video.
He's going to Walter Reed again. Yep.
Now, we don't know. We don't know. A healthy press corps would ask. They would ask, or at least they would inquire to ensure that that video is true, that the helicopters are Marine One, and they would at least investigate into why this is happening and at least fact check it. Now, I have no reason to believe that this person would be lying. And certainly we are seeing more and more physical evidence that Donald Trump is not doing well.
Secret weekly visits to Walter Reed would obviously be a significant development regarding Trump's health. So, as our viewers already know, we're going to dig deeper and see what's true and what's not. First, I went and found the original video. Here it is.
He's going to Walter Reed again. Yep.
The original video was posted to TikTok by somebody who apparently lives near Walter Reed, but I cannot confirm that. The date the video was posted was Wednesday, April 8th. I checked the presidential schedule for April 8th, and Trump was pretty busy that day, but the upload date to TikTok is not necessarily the day it was filmed. What if it was filmed April 4th? Trump had a notably empty schedule that day. This was a Saturday, the day before Easter, so we know Trump was at the White House. It is plausible that Trump went to Walter Reed on that Saturday, April 4th. I should mention that Trump was due for his annual examination in April. So could it be that Trump was making a trip to Walter Reed on April 4th for his annual physical? Maybe. As far as weekly visits to Walter Reed, I can't find any other videos or evidence that this is a weekly thing. His calendar for the rest of April seems fairly full, so weekly visits without the press noticing doesn't seem likely. Anything more is truly speculation, or there really is a cover-up of some kind and they're hiding it very well. If anybody has any more information about this, please let us know. I'll keep close watch on this possible developing situation. Now we're going to analyze Trump's noticeably large hindquarter bulge that was truly hard to miss during his CBS interview. But first, for 15 years as an internist, I saw Medicare patients run into the same problem over and over again. Their medication suddenly wasn't covered, their specialists were out of network, or they picked a plan that sounded great on TV but didn't actually fit their doctor's prescriptions or budget. That's why I partnered with Chapter. In a quick 20-minute call, Chapter walks you through all of your Medicare options: original Medicare, supplemental plans, Advantage plans, and Part D, and helps you find the plan that actually fits your needs. Seniors who work with Chapter save an average of $1,100 per year. Call 504-613-5925 and speak with a trusted Medicare advisor today. Back to Trump's unfortunate bulge. My friend Hillary was also asked about this.
Did Trump wear a diaper on his 60 Minutes interview? That is the question I am getting sent to me in my inbox over and over and over again with this picture. Thank you to everyone who thinks I am the expert on Trump wearing a diaper. I am not.
I also am not an expert on Trump's diapers, although I did make a video recently about his bowel incontinence, and we know there is testimony from producers on The Apprentice confirming that Trump does in fact have to wear diapers. So let's look at the CBS interview photo and see what's really going on there. The original photo was posted by White House Communications Director Stephen Chung, and I'm sorry, but here's a closer look at the rotundity. It's weird looking with almost a shelf-like band around the waist. The diaper would approximately be here as outlined. So yes, I think he is wearing a diaper, but I think there are two other factors contributing to this bulging. First, he's obese. He's just an obese man and his fat squishes and spreads out when he sits. And the second reason most people missed, he has committed a fashion error. As you can see here, he left his coat buttoned during the interview. Any gentleman knows one should unbutton the coat upon sitting. Trump did not, stretching the coat around the level of the button, adding to the strange bulging appearance. So it's a diaper plus obesity plus a fashion faux pas. So that's quite enough of that. Moving on to the last point about Trump falling on his face, which occurred when the Secret Service was evacuating him from the White House Correspondents' Dinner after the shooting. Here's Epistemic Crisis to explain.
What happened is then I started walking with him. I started walking, and they said, please go down on the floor.
You lying motherfucker. You fell over. They didn't ask you to get on the goddamn ground. You stupid piece of shit. Holy shit. Oh my God. He's lying his ass off. He fell over because he's sick and weak. I'm a PT with a doctorate in my field with 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients who fall over all the fucking time and sometimes have an ego as big as this son of a bitch.
Yes, it's true. Trump's narcissism and his ego as a political cult leader will not allow him to admit that he just fell over. Here's a full clip of the fall. J.D. Vance is evacuated first. And now we're going to get the president. Down he goes. When you slow it down, you can see that he uses the chair to help himself rise from the seated position. There are agents flanking his right and his left. He makes the turn to his left, takes a step, planting his left leg. You can see that there. Then with the next step, his right leg gives out and he goes to the ground. Trump cannot move this fast without full support on his right and his left. The agent on his right is not helping him bear weight, and so down he goes. Trump clearly fell and then blatantly lied about it in the CBS interview the next day because his ego cannot have it any other way. So there you have it, folks. That's this week in Trump's ongoing health saga. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 100,000 subscribers. Come say hi to me over on Blue Sky. Thank you all so much for watching.